And all I can simply say is that there is very compelling evidence to suggest that the U.S. government is in absolute possession of exotic material that is not made by humans.
Have you ever looked up at the night sky and seen something that defied explanation? Or maybe you've heard strange noises in your own home that can't be easily rationalized. The world is full of mysteries, and these unexplained encounters continue to capture our imaginations. 1. The Morehead mystery creature, cryptid or clever prank. A video from Morehead, Kentucky has surfaced showing an odd little creature that's got everyone talking. Filmed on what looks like a security camera or smartphone, the footage shows a small, humanoid figure wandering around. This thing is about 3 to 4 feet tall and has a ghostly pale complexion that almost seems translucent. Its body is long and skinny, with spindly arms and legs that make it look like something out of a creepy fairy tale. The creature's movements are anything but smooth. It's jerky and erratic, as if it's trying to blend into the shadows. Some folks are calling it a new cryptid, or maybe a supernatural being, while others think it could just be a cleverly staged prank. Whatever it is, this eerie pale figure has definitely stirred up some wild speculation and left us all wondering what's really lurking in those dark woods. 2. The avian downpour of 2022. In 2022, Chihuahua, Mexico, witnessed something totally out of the ordinary. Birds started falling from the sky during a storm, and we're not talking just a few. Dozens of birds plummeted down in what seemed like a literal downpour of feathers. The scene was bizarre and almost surreal. Birds landed everywhere, on the streets, on cars, and even on people. It was a major spectacle that had locals buzzing. No one's entirely sure what caused this strange event, but it definitely made for a memorable and perplexing moment in Chihuahua. 3. The Tic Tac UFO. Back in November 2004, some U.S. Navy pilots were out off the coast of San Diego doing their usual training when they got a call to check out something strange on the radar. When they got there, they found this bizarre object in the sky. It looked just like a giant Tic Tac, about 40 feet long. This object wasn't just floating around, it was zipping through the sky at incredible speeds and making impossible maneuvers that no known aircraft could perform. It even dropped from 80,000 feet to sea level in less than a second. No wings, no rotors, no exhaust, just a smooth, white Tic Tac zipping around like it didn't care about the laws of physics. The Pentagon even confirmed the whole thing later on, which has only made people even more obsessed with what exactly that Tic Tac UFO could be. Aliens, advanced tech, whatever it is, it's got everyone talking. 4. The real-life Spiderman, hero or superhuman. On May 26, 2018, something straight out of a comic book happened in Paris. A Lebanese chef was in the middle of a haircut in Paris's 18th arrondissement when something shocking caught his eye. A child dangling off the edge of a 4th-floor balcony. Like anyone would, he instinctively pulled out his phone to film, but what happened next was unbelievable. Out of nowhere, a young man named Mamoudou Gassama started scaling the building, leaping from balcony to balcony with the agility of, well, Spider-Man. Within seconds, he reached the child and pulled him to safety, all while onlookers watched in awe. The whole thing seemed almost superhuman, like he was tapping into some kind of otherworldly strength. Was this just a case of adrenaline-fueled bravery, or could there have been something more at play? 5. The Yowie Australia's Bigfoot sighting. A crew of researchers in Queensland, Australia, might have just found the Aussie equivalent of Bigfoot. Led by Yowie enthusiast Dean Harrison, in May 2021, they were out in Springbrook National Park playing around with infrared cameras when they caught something seriously creepy on film. The footage shows what looks like a big solitary creature hugging a tree trunk, doing what Yowies are rumored to do, blending into their surroundings to avoid detection. Moments later, 2 gigantic figures, 8 feet in stature, step out from the bushes. One of them bends down to pick something up, and these guys are huge, with wide shoulders and proportions that are more ape-like than human. One even has this distinctive ridge on its head, kind of like an ancient hominid. 6. Utah's mysterious monolith. In November 2020, a 12-foot-tall metal monolith, shaped like a sleek triangular prism, was discovered in a remote part of the Utah desert, an area with no roads or easy access. The find was made by a team of biologists flying overhead who spotted the structure that had been hidden for 4 to 5 years. With no markings or clues about its origins or purpose, this unexpected discovery sparked a worldwide sensation. Soon after, over 200 similar monoliths started popping up all around the globe. From remote deserts to city streets, these strange metallic structures began appearing in unexpected places. 7. The Max Headroom Incident.
In Chicago television stations, someone using sophisticated equipment managed to briefly and illegally override broadcast signals on WGN-TV and WTTW.
Back in 1987, Chicago's TV airwaves were hijacked in one of the freakiest broadcast signal intrusions ever recorded. It all started during a routine episode of Doctor Who, when suddenly the broadcast was interrupted by an unsettling figure, Max Headroom. But this wasn't the real Max Headroom. Oh no, it was some bizarre, unauthorized version. The hijacker appeared wearing a creepy Max Headroom mask with glitchy visuals and weird commentary that made no sense. At one point, the figure was even seen getting spanked with a fly swatter. The whole thing lasted about 90 seconds before the signal cut out and normal programming returned. To this day, no one has ever found out who did it. Despite investigations, no one was ever caught or charged. 8. The Scottish River Ghosts. While filming otters in a Scottish river, a photographer noticed something super weird when they replayed the footage. Instead of just cute otters, there's something odd going on in the trees to the left. If you look hard enough, you can spot 3 ghostly figures that look like they just stepped out of a fantasy novel. There's one figure sitting on a fallen tree and 2 more behind it. One of them is wearing what looks like a robe and drawing a bow as if it's about to shoot an arrow. The whole thing has this ethereal, dreamlike vibe, kind of like fairies or elves rather than spooky ghosts. This isn't a one-off though. Back in the 1970s, while night fishing, someone spotted the Burning Lady, a glowing figure moving through the trees with an orange-red light that looked like flames. The photographer's brother had a similar scare around the same time, but kept it to himself because it freaked him out so much. 9. The Ghost of Room 209. At the Wingate Hotel in Illinois, Room 209 has earned a reputation for being more than just a regular hotel room. Over the years, there have been multiple reports of strange noises coming from this room, but things took a particularly eerie turn in 2003. One night, staff had heard loud screaming coming from the second floor, specifically from room 209, despite no one being checked into it. When John, a hotel employee, went to investigate, he discovered the room in disarray. Furniture was overturned, the shower was running, and the carpet was ripped up. Although he didn't see anyone unusual himself, security footage captured a strange, translucent figure leaving the room just as he entered. 10. The Telekinetic Russian. Nina Kulagina, a Russian from the 1960s, made waves with her supposed telekinetic skills. She was able to move matchboxes across tables without even touching them. But it didn't stop there. She also claimed she could influence plant growth just by focusing her mind. Even though she was under close scientific observation, her abilities remained totally elusive. Skeptics think it might be some kind of trick, but Kulagina's feats still leave us questioning if there's more to the power of the mind than we can currently grasp. 11. The Atacama Humanoid. In 2003, researchers discovered a tiny, mysterious skeleton in a pouch in the Atacama Desert of Chile. Dubbed the Atacama Humanoid, this little skeleton, only about 6 inches long, with its unusual shape, led some to speculate that it might be an extraterrestrial being. The Atacama Humanoid has an unusual skull and elongated limbs that don't quite match known human or animal forms. While some enthusiasts argue it's evidence of alien life, scientists suggest It could be a human with a rare genetic condition or a completely new species. 12. The Las Vegas UFO Caller.
Well, let's take another trip back into the realm of paranormal tonight. Last night we had ghost hunters, now UFOs.
In Las Vegas, a man became a local sensation with his claim that he could summon UFOs. According to him, he had seen over 1,500 UFOs, and he was convinced that his ability comes from something he learned in the Old Testament. Using what he described as an ancient method, he reportedly called these extraterrestrial visitors with a special technique. The most jaw-dropping moment came when he summoned a UFO, and an orange sphere appeared out of nowhere on camera. Was it a genuine UFO or just an extraordinary optical illusion? 13. Mysterious earthquake lights. Ever seen a weird flash in the sky just before an earthquake hits? Those are called earthquake lights, and they're as baffling as they sound. People report seeing these bright glowing orbs or streaks right before the ground starts shaking. Some think they might be caused by electrical charges from moving tectonic plates or the piezoelectric effect, where stress on certain materials creates electricity. The tricky part is that these lights are rare and hard to capture on camera, leaving us with more questions than answers about their true nature. 14. The Pink Lake. Imagine a lake that's so pink it looks like it's been dipped in bubble gum. That's Hillier Lake on Middle Island in Australia. This lake isn't just a pastel pink, it's a vivid, eye-popping hue that's hard to believe. While scientists have some theories about why it's so pink, like algae producing red pigments or microorganisms creating a reddish tint, there's no one definitive answer. The pink brine shrimp might also be involved. 15. The creepy face in the doorway. So, Cody's night took a seriously creepy turn. It all started when he noticed the fridge light flickering and heard water running in the bathroom, even though he hadn't turned it on. Then he heard a door slam behind him, which freaked him out enough to head outside and call his girlfriend. When he went back in, things were even crazier. The kitchen was a total mess, with chairs on the floor and cabinets wide open. Freaked out, he fled, but after a couple of hours, he finally gathered his nerve and checked his footage. That's when he saw it, a ghostly face peeking out from his daughter's room. His reaction? Complete terror. The face was right there in the corner, making his blood run cold. Not wanting to deal with it on his own, he made sure to stay out of the house until he could get some professional help. 16. The Sasquatch sighting. Two campers in Florida's Torreya State Park captured something truly wild on their night vision camera. Armed with their gear, they ventured into the woods, guided by the glow of their night vision. As they moved deeper into the darkness, they started hearing strange growls and noises surrounding them. They'd hear sounds to their left and right, but nothing could prepare them for what happened next. Amidst the thumping and rustling, one of the campers, Stacy Sr., panned his camera around, and what he saw made him freeze in terror. Emerging from the darkness was a massive, hulking figure. Its enormous hands and feet were so imposing that it felt like it could grab someone by the throat or pinch their head right off. Seeing this, both Stacy and his son were gripped by pure fear. Stacy, a seasoned Army Ranger, was visibly shaken, and his son could barely believe his eyes. 17. The Phoenix Lights. Imagine looking up at the night sky and seeing a massive V-shaped formation of lights silently gliding overhead. That's exactly what happened on March 13, 1997, when thousands of people across Arizona and Nevada witnessed what's now known as the Phoenix Lights. It wasn't just a few blinking dots. People described it as a gigantic dark craft blocking out the stars. The official story from the military? Oh, just some flares. But seriously, flares don't hover in perfect formation or drift silently for hours. But come on, flares don't hover in perfect formation for hours, right? The Phoenix Lights have become legendary in UFO lore. And honestly, who can blame people for speculating about alien visitors? To this day, it's one of those head-scratching mysteries that keeps us wondering if there's something out there we haven't quite figured out yet. 18. The Floating Broomstick. Luca was out making deliveries in Nashville when he spotted something totally ridiculous, a broomstick floating about 30 feet in the air, all on its own. He was stunned and quickly whipped out his phone to film it, then shared the video on TikTok to see if anyone could explain what was going on. The video blew up with reactions ranging from amazement to skepticism, with some folks thinking it might be a hoax. Author Alexis Brooks threw out an interesting theory. Since it was right around Halloween, maybe there's a connection to witchcraft or ritualistic practices. Apparently, brooms have some historical ties to old pagan rituals and Wiccan ceremonies. 19. Ghost of Mother's Voice caught on tape. A man had been dealing with some seriously unsettling stuff in his home. He even saw a woman on his bed. Desperate for answers, he called in a team of ghost hunters to figure out what was going on. The team started investigating, looking into everything from creepy piano noises to shadowy figures at the window. They came up with nothing until they captured something chilling on tape. While the team was set up at the top of the stairs, they heard a mysterious voice that seemed to say just one word. When they played back the footage, the voice sounded like it was saying, "Mom." The investigators were stunned. It turns out this might be the ghost of the man's mother. 20. Mysterious creature found in Siberia. In December 2019, while walking his dog in Siberia's Amur region, a man came upon a strange sight, a 3-foot creature lying lifeless in the snow. This being had dark gray skin, was missing a limb, and lacked any recognizable facial features. Its head was unnervingly tilted, as if it had been in the middle of something when it died. Unsurprisingly, locals filming the scene jumped to the conclusion that it was an alien. 21. Alos Shenka, the Tunguska event, and beyond. So, Russia has a pretty wild history of strange stuff. Back in 1996, a local woman in Siberia stumbled upon a little creature that got the name Alos Shenka. This tiny, bizarre being looked so out of the ordinary that people couldn't help but jump to wild conclusions. Some even thought it might be from another planet. Russia also has the infamous 1908 Tunguska event on its list of mysteries. Officially, they say it was a meteor explosion, but some folks think it could have been a crashed alien spaceship. Imagine that. The blast was so massive, it flattened trees over a huge area, leaving people to wonder if Alos Shenka's strange appearance might somehow be linked to this otherworldly event. 22. Unexplained events at an old farmhouse. In an old Victorian farmhouse built in 1892, strange events began unfolding shortly after a new family moved in. The nearby abandoned pig farm, with its terrifying reputation, added to the house's unsettling atmosphere. Over the years, 3 people had died on the property. The family reported several bizarre occurrences. A grandfather clock toppled over by itself, a rocking chair moved on its own, and a cabinet door opened without explanation. Disturbing noises like snoring or growling were also captured on video. These incidents led to speculation that the spooky happenings might be linked to the property's past, suggesting a possible connection between the old pig farm and the farmhouse's paranormal activity. 23. The Southwest Bakersfield UFO.
Details this morning on a mysterious light that some residents in the Southwest are saying is out of this world.
In Southwest Bakersfield, something unusual zipped across the sky that caught Tim Harvey's attention. While reviewing footage from his Ring camera, Tim spotted a UFO darting through the air. The video shows this object moving swiftly, leaving behind a streak that almost looks like a fiery trail. It's not every day you see something like this, an unidentified flying object streaking across the sky, leaving people to wonder what exactly it could be. 24. Mysterious lights over northern Norway. In a puzzling event that has intrigued both locals and experts, northern Norway witnessed a series of unexplained lights in the sky over a military base. The incident occurred in an undisclosed year, and the military's silence on the matter has only deepened the mystery. Residents reported seeing strange, shimmering lights forming spiral patterns in the night sky, which seemed to move with purpose and precision. Eyewitnesses described the lights as shifting shapes and colors, casting eerie glows over the snowy landscape. Despite numerous inquiries, the military has remained tight-lipped about the incident. Their silence has sparked speculation ranging from secretive military technology tests to more outlandish theories involving extraterrestrial activity. The lights were captured on several videos showing bright orbs and streaks darting across the sky. The footage, while intriguing, has done little to clarify the nature of the phenomenon. Scientists and ufologists alike have weighed in, but no conclusive explanations have been offered. 25. The stairs to nowhere. Imagine hiking through the woods and stumbling upon something totally strange. A stairway just sitting there, leading nowhere. Seriously, this thing just pops up out of the forest floor and stops abruptly, with no building or structure around it. People who've found it say it gives off a really weird vibe, like the forest itself is holding its breath. Some think it's just an old piece of forgotten architecture, while others are convinced there's something paranormal going on. Either way, this mysterious staircase is one of those oddities that make you wonder what's really out there. 26. The blood rain. Imagine this. The sky darkens and what looks like blood starts falling from the clouds. It's called blood rain, and it's a phenomenon that freaks people out. Imagine the horror of seeing your town bathed in a creepy, reddish downpour, making it feel like the end of the world is near. Blood rain has appeared in various places around the globe, from Europe to the Middle East. It's so unsettling that it's inspired all sorts of apocalyptic theories and supernatural tales. Whether it's a small town or a bustling city, when blood rain shows up, it's guaranteed to send chills down everyone's spine. 27. The ball lightning phenomenon. Ball lightning is one of those mysterious phenomena that really gets the imagination going. Picture glowing, floating orbs that appear during thunderstorms, hovering in the air before suddenly vanishing or even exploding. They come in various sizes and colors, sometimes looking like a fiery basketball, other times just a dim, eerie glow. Despite being reported for centuries and witnessed by many, scientists still can't pin down exactly what causes ball lightning. Some theories suggest it's related to electrical discharges, while others think it might involve some strange interactions between air and lightning. Whatever the cause, seeing ball lightning is often described as a jaw-dropping, spine-tingling experience, leaving people with more questions than answers. 28. The Dover Demon. The Dover Demon is one of those cryptid stories that sends chills down your spine. Back in April 1977, in the quiet town of Dover, Massachusetts, several teenagers reported seeing a strange creature over the course of 2 nights. The creature was described as small, around 4 feet tall, with a large watermelon-shaped head, glowing orange eyes, and long, spindly limbs. It had no noticeable nose or mouth, and its skin was pale and rough, almost like sandpaper. The sightings happened in different locations around town, but the descriptions were always consistent. The Dover Demon was spotted near stone walls, in the woods, and even on a bridge, always in the dark, and it was never seen again after those 2 nights. 29. The Skyish Phenomenon. Skyfish, or rods, are one of those bizarre mysteries that have people scratching their heads. These strange, rod-like entities show up in photos and videos, often zooming through the sky at incredible speeds. Think long, slender creatures with wavy fins along their sides, almost like living darts zipping through the air. What's wild is they're usually spotted in bright, sunny outdoor areas all over the world, from the US to Japan. But in the video we're talking about, they actually appear at night, captured on a critter cam. People don't usually see them with the naked eye. They only show up when reviewing footage. Some think they're a new species, while others believe they're just camera tricks or light artifacts. 30. Crop circles. Crop circles are these strange, intricate patterns that just appear overnight in fields, usually in crops like wheat or corn. They can range from simple circles to incredibly detailed geometric designs that look way too precise to be made without some serious technology. What makes them so interesting is that no one ever seems to catch them being made. One day, a field is just a field, and the next, it's covered in these complex shapes. This has led to all sorts of theories. Some people think they're the work of talented pranksters, while others are convinced they're messages from aliens or signs of something otherworldly going on. And it's not just happening in one place. Crop circles have popped up all over the world. So are we really alone in the universe, or are there forces at work that completely defy our current understanding of reality?